What's up, everyone? It's Tyler here, and today I want to do a quick video to give you a huge tip that will help you and has helped me tremendously when it comes to reading and retention. Listen, if you're like me, when you sit down to go through a course or read a book, before I know it, my eyes have glazed over. My thoughts are elsewhere. Sometimes I realize that I've read a whole page and have not even been paying attention, and I have to go back and read it again. It takes me a long time to go through courses and to go through books. And as I've talked with a lot of people, thankfully I found out that I'm not weird. I'm not crazy. It's very normal. And so I want to give you a tip to help you crush it when you are reading a book. And here it is. Are you ready for this? When you're going to read a new book, there's two things that you need to get. Number one, you need to get either the physical copy of the book or the digital copy of the book. You need to get a version of the book that you can read visually. And the second thing that you need to do is also get the audiobook. So get the audiobook that you can listen to as well. And what you do is you listen to the audiobook while reading the physical book. You listen and you read along with it. This does something very powerful. It engages two different centers of your brain, which helps you remember it a lot more. It engages the visual centers of your brain and the auditory centers of your brain. You know, we use those all the time. We read things and we listen to things. That's how we learn things. But when we put them together, it becomes a lot more powerful. So what I've done for the last couple of books that I've gone through, and I got this from Alex Hormozi, amazing guy. So I got the physical book and the audio book, and I have listened to them and read along, and I was able to get unabridged versions of the audiobook, which means it was the whole book. So it's just going through the whole book. It's not leaving anything out. Nonetheless, whether you get abridged or unabridged, get the physical copy and the audiobook and listen to them together. And I'll show you how I do it because this is just it works for me. So I use my phone. I had set the book down on top of my phone, so I couldn't find my phone. I use my phone. I have an iPhone, and I use it with either my AirPods. These are the third generation AirPods. The first two generations were the same. They just redesigned them. They sound awesome. And I also have these that also came out in the past year, these Beats Studio Buds. These have active noise cancellation, and I use a foam tip that seals in your ear like an earplug with them. So if I'm out in public, like in a coffee shop, the active noise cancellation and the foam tip seal, I can't hear anything. When I listen to the book, I mean, I can be like in a public place that's crowded and noisy, and I hear nothing but the book. And when I'm home, I'll just use my AirPods because I like earbuds a lot. I like just loose earbuds, no in your ear, no seal. But nonetheless, I use either my AirPods or my Beats Studio Buds. And I'm just showing you these in case you want to pick up a pair and they revolutionize your life and business. With my iPhone, and I listen to the audiobook on my iPhone. So I set my iPhone right here on this stand on my desk, standing up, and I can quickly reach up and jump back if I want to hear. There's automatic. I use iBooks, but you could also use Kindle. iBooks is like Apple's Books app that's on all Apple stuff. And it has skip forward and skip backwards 15 seconds right there and play and pause. And that way, if I'm listening and then I kind of just want to jump back 15 seconds and hear another part again, I do that real quickly, okay? And then, of course, I sit here with the physical book in my hand and read it. And you could also do that with the digital copy as well. And then I take notes on my computer. However, if you want to add another layer of learning, we retain more when we handwrite something rather than type. So I have this really cool notepad here, and even though I'm taking most of my notes digitally right now, aka typing them, it is more practical. Important things, I will just take it and like handwrite it in this pad because that's another center of your brain that's engaged. And so when we write things, we retain more. You know what people who are great copywriters do? They literally handwrite good copywriting that other people have written. They find a killer piece of copy and they write it by hand. And that's the way that copywriters train their brain to quickly become good copywriters themselves. And so when you do that, taking notes, you just engage another center of your brain. So those all together are an incredible way to read and retain and comprehend a lot more. And it's been helping me out greatly. And I hope that just kind of walking you through the way that I do it too. I don't like doing the audiobook on my computer and the notes on my computer. I just like my iPhone because I can quickly skip back or skip forward 15 seconds and pause it. So iPhone and ears audio is on one device, and then the physical reading is another thing, and then computer for taking notes, or notepad if I want to write something down. If there's just a gold nugget, I just write it out. And I feel like that's the stuff that I remember the absolute best, is the stuff that I write by hand. So I hope that's helpful to you. I hope that it just helps you do that next time and go, holy cow, this made reading a book a lot better. And another thing too is like listening to it kind of is moving along for you. And so you kind of just don't have to do quite as much work. I don't know. I feel a little bit less mentally exhausted after reading. If I'm having to read it, I'm having to speak the book. But when I'm listening to it, someone else is speaking the book and I'm like listening to them and following along, which to me feels easier. So I hope all that helps you crush it this year. I believe in you. If you have any questions or comments, I would love to hear them. Wherever you're watching this video, drop them. And cool. Hopefully this will help you read books, learn more, and then put them into action. I did a video yesterday talking about we don't have an information problem, we have an action problem. So read stuff and then go and implement like crazy. I believe in you, and I'll see you in